Hello, I'm Elgato and welcome back to the video. Today I want to talk about a pretty important issue regarding Minecraft for the consoles, because if you are playing on the Xbox One edition, mostly, or maybe even on the Switch edition, you might have heard that the update Aquatic is not coming to those platforms because of the redundancy in it coming to the Bedrock platforms instead. This was a big controversy about a month ago in the Minecraft console community, but today I wanted to talk about a theory I have regarding this that kind of implies that that probably isn't going to be the case because of the deep complexity in actually deciding to do that. So let me talk about how and why that is the case in today's video. Hopefully you all do enjoy it. Please do like this video if you do like it, because it helps out the channel, and let's know you do like these sorts of videos where we talk about, again, the big stuff that I know affects a lot of you watching this, especially if you are an Xbox One player, you know, knowing like, should I switch over now, or like, is there time to wait? And the big answer to that question is like, switch over just in case, or have a backup just in case. But in today's video I wanted to talk about why I think it's entirely possible, and even perhaps probable, that they'll release some form of update for the Xbox One. So let me explain what I mean by that, because the big reason that they can't cancel the Xbox One, because it seems like it's as simple as like, oh yeah, just flip the switch, turn off the updates, don't release the update Aquatic on the Xbox One. It's as easy as that. They have the power, and they do technically have that power, but there is one big reason why they might not necessarily want to do that, and the biggest one is the world conversion. So the reason that they want to cancel the Xbox One version, the reason they want people to stop playing it, is because if you play the new version of Minecraft, that's the one they're updating frequently, that's the version they want you playing for whatever reason you want to believe it is, but that's the version they're pushing you towards. It's the newer version on the Xbox One, and one of the big ways you get people to play that version is by giving them world conversion from their Xbox One, and the Xbox One in turn has world conversion from the Xbox 360, which they're also cancelling after this next update. So given that that is the case, given that they're stopping updating the consoles because they have, you know, one unified console version they want people to play, you're going to have real difficulties convincing people to move over to this new version if they can't bring their worlds with them. A lot of people have worlds kind of like mine where they've played for years and they don't want to just lose those years of progress, so they'd rather stay in their older version if there's no way to get them across. So the reason that you know, like, transfer system comes into breaking when it comes to having the 360 receive an update that the Xbox One doesn't, is that the 360 update, the Aquatic update, will contain stuff like seagrass, coral, new ocean like biome information, all this different stuff that they have to account for that will exist in your world, that when you transfer to your Xbox One, even if it somehow worked, because keep in mind that right now, if you have a 360 and an Xbox One on different updates, they can't transfer saves. Even if it's by one tiny, title update with one item, sometimes they make changes that makes it so you cannot, physically transfer files unless they're on the exact same update. So if you move the 360 to having an update and you have the Xbox One not have an update, then the transfer system from 360 to Xbox One does break. And although there's been some, murmurs that maybe that is something they intend to do, and it is something where, again, I would recommend transfer your worlds now just in case. It's also a really dangerous decision to make, especially when they're doing it without informing anyone, which is, it looks like what's happening right now, because if the 360 update came out, like in 2 weeks time, and they still didn't say anything until it came out, then people would be like, oh yeah, I'm excited, we'll play this update, then eventually we'll transfer over, and then with that, just by downloading that update, they would have removed their last transfer opportunity. And again, I feel like if you're going to cancel something as big as, transferring between consoles, which people need to do, because otherwise it's, kind of trapped there, you're going to leave some form of announcement, and we have yet to see any official announcement that there will be an official end to the whole transferring system. So that's what makes me think that the update has a decent possibility of coming out on the Xbox One, because when it comes to all of the options they have available, if they want to keep the transfer intact, the easiest way is to just release an update that allows it to, just release the same update so they can transfer stuff between them. The only other way you could do it is by releasing some update that would allow that information to be stored on the Xbox One, so the Xbox One will receive an update that has all the information for the update Aquatic, but doesn't make it playable, which would be not only one kind of a rude move to do, because, oh yeah, we can't release updates because, it'd be redundant, but also releasing this update just in case. Again, it'd be really weird, and also, the player base would see through it as a bit of a hypocrisy on the part of Minecraft, because one of the big reasons they said they want to cancel the old version is because it just, costs money to keep releasing updates for all these platforms. It's just not efficient to keep on working so many things, and then to, specifically work on a separate update just so that the features exist in the game just can't be used. That would be, again, I don't think any game would like it if that happened to them, and I feel like it's not really a viable option. So given that maintaining 2 branches of code isn't something they look like they're intending to do, based on the fact that it would come across pretty bad to the players, but it would take more effort to release the update, more effort to sustain and bug fix the update, like they presumably would over time, but also given the fact that they haven't made any announcement about cancelling, the link between them, which you really need to make some form of announcement before it comes out, because again, otherwise people are stranded. It seems like the only real option we have right now is, either one, they release the update and they just do it really stealthily, like, no announcements, nothing big, it's just out in the purest form, survival stuff, just get it on there so that you can keep all the platforms on the same version, or they're going to sever the link and they're going to make an announcement at some point soon. I don't know when that announcement would have to be, but given that the only third alternative that's even imaginable, even if you kind of stretch the bounds, is like, okay, what if they build a 360 conversion version tool into new Minecraft directly, because bear in mind, Minecraft Xbox One isn't even sold on the store anymore. You have to like, there's a lot of hoops you have to jump through to get it. Why not make it so you can transfer from 360 directly into new Minecraft, so there's always that link between them. However, first of all, this would be really complex for the Minecraft team to work on, because they're doing so much right now with the Aquatic update. Do they really have time to make a whole brand new system just for 360 players, and then also have to do the same for Wii U players? And they have to deal with that whole save system between the two versions. Again, really tricky. Maybe, it's possible, but it's not something that I imagine they have any intentions of doing. Or they can do one of the previous two options, and it seems like the easiest one for everyone involved is to just release the Aquatic update. So then it raises a question of like, okay, so if the plan all along, or the plan at some point, is to release the Aquatic update, why have they not told us about it? So again, bear in mind, this is just theory right here. They could totally just, cut off the systems without any announcement, and maybe they figure like, you probably transferred it by now. But I personally believe that Microsoft are in an uncomfortable situation that they don't really want to be in, because they kind of cancelled the Xbox One last year back in August, and then they've released more updates for it, but mostly for the sake of keeping the 360 and the One together. It was never an officially back thing. It was just like, I guess we have to release this. Even though they said before that they weren't going to release it, they made no big deal of releasing it. It just kind of came out one day, and I believe this same thing could happen again, where even though they said, oh yeah, there's no more updates coming out for the Xbox One, they don't want you to think that there's any updates coming out for the Xbox One. It's something where, one, they might not do it, and two, it's much better for them if you think, well, no more updates unless I play Bedrock, and given that Bedrock is receiving all these Aquatic updates in the meantime, it seems like a really good way to get people to transfer over a bit more willingly. That's my theory on this whole thing. It's happened once before, so the chance of it happening again are somewhat likely, but bear in mind, even, this whole debate over, like, is the update coming out or not, it is going to be the last update regardless, so, is this like so maybe we can keep playing Xbox One forever? I think realistically, yeah, this is the last update. It's probably not worth holding out for. I think they want to make it as small of a deal as possible when it releases by, having no hype for it, by telling people it's not existing, just saying, oh, I guess it's out now because we kind of have to have it be there. But that is my theory, and that is what I'm predicting will happen with the Xbox One. But again, regardless, I think the issue is much more long-term than that. The reason that I've moved over, even though I think this to be the case, because again, you might say like, Toycat, why did you move to Bedrock if you think the update might come to Xbox One? Well, to give you my final thoughts, the analysis, the whatever, people like at the end of these news videos, or these, I guess in this case, it's more of a speculation video. But honestly, when it comes to this system, the Xbox One update, the console edition update, it looks like it's going to be the full Aquatic update, but because it's the Aquatic update and not the, free part, a whole thing that's coming out for the Bedrock, it might be missing stuff like Phantoms, and regardless of whatever is in this update, whether it's the full update that you dreamed of or not, and I think it's going to have a lot of the things that you do want, it's going to be a real nice breath of fresh air for console edition players. It's not going to be, the next year of support. It's the very last update, and that announcement was the big thing that made me realize that, like, I play updates. The reason my Let's Play is called the Update Adventures Let's Play, the reason I make these news videos is not because, I just have this passing whimsy for them. I really like playing around with new stuff in Minecraft. It's one of the most fun things to do, increasing the options of creativity, and that's something that isn't necessarily going to be possible in console edition Minecraft. You have months and months to transfer if you don't have an alternative option, but if you have the Bedrock platforms, they're there, and you're just kind of avoiding them because it's really tricky to get used to them. To me, it's just like, I'm going to make the jump, but if you don't want to make the jump, or you can't make the jump, I would say you've got a little bit of time. But that's just my theory, based on all the evidence I gave you. I'd love to hear your opinions in the comments down below. Every now and then there's a comment that makes me go, yeah, that's a really clever one you spotted right there, but we'll have to wait and see, and if I'm right, then come back to this video and tell me that I'm super smart. And if I'm wrong, come back and tell me that my theory was incorrect, and you can do that in about 6 weeks' time or so. So thank you very much for watching the video. Please do share this video with anyone who you think is interested in the whole Minecraft console business, because I know there's a big Minecraft console community out there still, and I still feel a very close attachment to all of you. So yeah, if you have anyone that somehow doesn't watch the Toycat videos, make sure you share the video so they know a bit more about why I think this is the case, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.